Color guard attention. Color guard advance. Scout salute. Please join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Color guard post.
Let us pray. Gracious God, we stand before you today in our awe of your magnificent glory. We thank you for bringing us together as a family of scouts, gathered to celebrate the accomplishments of Collin in attaining the rank of eagle. We ask that you bless this young man, his family, and the scouts, leaders, and guests who are assembled here. And Father, we ask you for your continued guidance for all the scouts of Troop 143. And give our leaders, we pray, the patience and wisdom to guide each scout on life's pathway. We thank you for hearing our prayer tonight. We offer it in the name of our Creator, our God. Amen.
Amen.
Great deal of time and effort. Therefore, the occasion that recognizes his accomplishments should be memorable. Collin, look around. Each and every one of the people that are here today are here to celebrate you. Your accomplishment, your achievement, a task that is not easy to finish. In fact, only 4%, less than 4% of all scouts worldwide get to be in this position. We're here for you, and you're to be congratulated. For tonight's ceremony, we will follow the Eagle Trail as we recognize Collin's accomplishments. Now, when a young person becomes a scout, there is within them something that we call the scouting spirit. We'll just use this light, for example. This single lighted candle before you represents that spirit. Because the spirit of scouting embodies the principles of the Scout Oath and of the Scout Law. It becomes a shining beacon of inspiration. Alone, this light may seem very feeble. But when it's multiplied by more than 3.5 million youth that are involved in scouting around the world, it is very powerful indeed. After youth enters scouting, the Scout Law that he promises to obey begins to guide his life. And one by one, using the flame like this spirit of scouting, we will light the symbols of each part of the Scout Law. There are 12 parts, and each is an important foundation in the building of strong character. I'm going to ask that all scouts within the room please stand and join us in the Scout Law. Now, when we say this, I ask that you repeat it after me. Scout sign. A scout is trustworthy. Scout is loyal. Scout is helpful. A scout is friendly. A scout is courteous. A scout is kind. A scout is obedient.
Scout is obedient.
A scout is cheerful.
Scout is cheerful.
A scout is thrifty.
Scout is thrifty.
A scout is brave.
Scout is brave.
A scout is clean.
Scout is clean.
And a scout is reverent.
Scout is reverent.
2. 12 points of the Scout Law. A goal or a list that a scout learns to live by. Or at least they make every effort to be able to do so. You may have a seat. In the Scout Oath, a young scout promises upon his honor to do his best to do his duty to God and his country. Secondly, to other people, by helping them at all times. And lastly, to himself, by keeping physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Now, if you take a look at the lights that are lit before you, we've just multiplied that spirit of scouting several times. You see how the spirit of scouting can grow. Listen as Assistant Scoutmaster Scott Larson comes forward, and he's going to read to us the Trail to Eagle. You need to go that side.
Now, in the distance, looms a hazy outline of the Eagle's summit, flanked by lesser peaks that represent the star and life ranks. To the new scout, they are very far away, but they will come a lot closer as the light from the spirit of scouting continues to spread. The scout begins as a tenderfoot. The tenderfoot badge is the first rank a scout receives. It stands at the foot of the Eagle Trail. Once inspired by the spirit of scouting, the scout won't stay a tenderfoot for long. Putting a few simple achievements behind them, the scout will shortly climb to the rank of second class. The requirements for the second class becomes more difficult. A scout must learn to be self-sufficient in the outdoors and continue to render service to others. Now the scout is ready for the challenge to attain first class. Although the requirements become more difficult, they keep climbing until finally comes the day when the scout tops the first summit along the Eagle Trail and receives his first class badge. A broad field of merit badges awaits the first class scout. More than 130 merit badges begin to guide the scout to explore careers, hobbies, and the community interest items. The scout needs a total of 6 to conquer the Star Scout Summit. Probably a lot sooner than they thought possible, the scout finds himself or herself standing on the Star Ridge. Thus, through leadership, service, and achievement, the scout conquers the first of the 3 great peaks along the Eagle Trail. The trail to the next summit, Life Scout Peak, there is leadership to demonstrate, service to others, and plenty of hard work in mastering 5 additional merit badges and helping fellow scouts. The higher the scout climbs, the fewer travelers he meets along the trail. Yet there are no impossible barriers along the way. This Life Scout's goal can be achieved, but it takes real effort. While the rank of Life Scout is a coveted one and deserving to all who obtain it, the Eagle Trail does not end there. It leads on toward a higher summit. The pathway narrows and steepens considerably as it winds along the ledge of personal achievement and mountain pastures of troop accomplishment. Mile by mile, the trail becomes more trying. Many challenges must be conquered in the last miles before the highest summit along the Eagle Trail can be completed. Additional merit badges must be earned. Some of them are very difficult, and leadership and service to others are not forgotten. Only with the greatest persistence and courage can the scout gain the thrill of victory that comes while looking back down the trail from the very top of the Eagle Summit.
I'm going to ask our honor guard if you would please escort Collin and his mom up forward. If Assistant Scoutmaster Robert Holliday, please come forward to read and tell us about Collin's accomplishments.
Collin completed his Trail to Eagle in September 2022 after completing his district board review. They found that Collin has been a member of Troop 143 for nearly 6 years. He has served in troop leadership as patrol leader, assistant patrol leader, assistant senior patrol leader, senior patrol leader, and bugler. Collin attended national youth leadership training in order to become a better leader and a leader of other scouts. He is an Ordeal member of the Order of the Arrow, the Honor Society for Boy Scouts. During his efforts to complete the award, he earned a total of 31 merit badges, making him eligible for his gold palm to attach to his Eagle Award. The candidate's first merit badge was traffic safety that he earned at the 2017 National Jamboree, even before he earned his first scout rank. His path also included planning and executing a significant service and leadership project. His Eagle Scout project was to cut and sew pet beds for the Leesburg Humane Society.
The project that Collin chose actually involved a couple of different organizations. He involved several of our scouts that used the time to spend a weekend learning to sew on a sewing machine by a sewing club of his grandmother's. And so the expectation is that not only did he accomplish a great task and taught them how to sew these pet beds, but I'm hoping now that from here out they'll be able to sew their patches on the uniforms, right? But Collin, you're to be congratulated for reaching this highest peak. Like I said earlier, less than 4% of all scouts that join ever attained this rank. 4%. That's a pretty low number for such a big organization. Later, we'll recognize some of the Eagle Scouts that are in our room. The good thing is, though, that when we show up at events like this, those numbers look a lot higher than 4%. And it's because of you that we thank you for the support that you give to Scouting. Collin, you've made our troop very proud. You came to us as a young middle school student, knew nothing about scouting whatsoever, come to us actually to join the troop. As Robert had said, his first merit badge was traffic safety. Now, he earned this at a national jamboree. Let me tell you how this came about. For 10 months, our scouts are planning this trip. We're going to go on this, what we call road trips, where we get to go do some things that scouts don't ever get to do. And so we board the bus and we go to spend some time on the USS Yorktown. And then we go to the National Jamboree, and then we do some whitewater rapids and some things like that. Collin come to us a week before we were leaving for this camp. Says, I want to join your troop. Of course, who would turn an enthusiastic scout down? And then he says, well, can I go on your trip? Sure. The boy doesn't even have a scout uniform yet, but he's wanting to go partake and do everything. He got one, though. And so he goes to this national jamboree where there's 50,000 scouts running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Collin, instead of enjoying the chaos, decides he's going to sit in classes and learn something, and earns traffic safety merit badge, while everybody else is going crazy. That was a fun trip. But that was the start of great things for Collin Nixon. He has been a leader in our troop. He served as our senior patrol leader not once, but twice. He was a senior patrol leader when he turned 18 years old, and I couldn't let him be a youth leader anymore. So now he got to grow up and be Mr. Collin. That don't go well either. Mr. Nixon. But he's been an absolute great leader and done our troop so proud. You've done great things. Taught young scouts new skills. You're to be commended. And all along that entire way, you've taken the time to complete advancements and finish your merit badges and take on your project and continue to lead. Even after he earned and went through his Eagle Board, he continued to want to serve as a senior patrol leader, which is the top youth leader in the troop. You've done great things. And there are lots of boys in this room that would probably say that you've done a lot of great things for them. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for the leadership that you've shown. Thank you for the friend that you've been to many. Thank you for the great scout that you've been for us leaders. Because sometimes those are hard to come by. But we're blessed and thankful that we've got a great troop. And it's great, partially because of the leadership that you've given us. Thank you. You know, they say that as an Eagle Scout, all of the eyes of scouting are on you. When Collin went for his Eagle Board of Review, the gentleman that we've known for quite a while, Mr. Larry Lubin, was there on the board. Mr. Lubin has since passed. But one of the things that he said to Collin was that you leave here, you're going to be a marked man. Because everyone's watching what you do. You have 12 points of the Scout Law that you need to constantly live by. 3 parts of the Scout Oath to live your life by. People will watch you. And you know what? When they watch you, I know that they have great things to see. You've been a really good scout, good leader, and I look forward to your time as assistant scoutmaster before you go away to college. The Eagle badge that you will wear, or that you will receive, is one that can always be worn. Whether it's worn in the form of the dangle or the award that you see, or the patch that's on your pocket, or a knot that's displayed as an Eagle Scout, you can always be recognized as an Eagle Scout. And not just an Eagle Scout from Troop 143, but an Eagle Scout in one of the greatest organizations that still exists. Be proud of what you've done. Be proud of who you are. And be proud to be an Eagle Scout. The Eagle badge like I said, comes several different ways. It comes as this dangle, it comes as a pocket patch, and it comes as a square knot. Most of the time, this is only worn for formal occasions, but you know, you can wear this anytime you want. One of the greatest things is that at high school graduation, this can be worn on your gown. It says a lot that when schools recognize Eagle Scouts, and when the military recognizes Eagle Scouts, you've done great things. Congratulations. Well, let's give this to you. because of your support and guidance along the way. Present the card. And this is just a simple thing. You can have a seat. This is just a simple thing. It really doesn't say what the true meaning. But it's just a little token that a scout can give mom to say thank you. You guys just see Melissa has a banner of all the presentations or all the awards that Collin has won. This is, by far, one of the most satisfying as a parent. The problem is that too many say, aha, he got eagled, now he's done. And I hope that never happens. You are always part of the troop. Your name's plastered on our trailer, and the doors are always open for you. But when he goes away, that invitation still holds true.
Who's going to take your pictures?
Yes, who's going to take my pictures? All right. But Collin, in appreciation to your mom for her love and support, would you present her mom again? It's full. And other presentations that go along with this entire thing. I don't know if you wanted to do anything with this or not.
If you want to call it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
What is the normal thing that we do at the Eagle Scout ceremonies is just make a presentation for Dad's pin. And so Nathan, if you would please bring up, should be a photo.
In the back.
It has the black.
Yeah, the black room.
There's a photo of Rick in the back.
They should
Bring the stand as well, please. Or bring however you can get it here. It doesn't
That's
matter.
fine.
But normally at this time we would make this presentation and Dad makes a presentation to the scout, and the scout is able to recognize Dad with the Dad's pin. But as you know, Collin suffered that loss, and so that's not going to be a possibility tonight. But dads would normally present this patch to their son. And this patch is worn while a scout is still a youth until he reaches the 18, or as I have bent that rule a little bit in my troop that says that you can wear this until you graduate high school, because otherwise he would never have that opportunity. And so, as on behalf of your father, I want to present you this and your certificate. It makes it all official, with a certificate suitable for framing that says, the Boy Scouts of America is proud to award the Eagle Scout, the rank of Eagle Scout to Collin James Nixon, Troop 143, and recognize the recognition of successful completion of all requirements for scouting's highest rank. And this happened on September the 13th, 2022. I do. the honor guard please would come up and take Miss Melissa back to her seat, Collin has to stay here. This time I'm going to ask Nathan Larson if he'll please come back up here again, as he is going to lead Collin and other Eagles within the room with the Eagle Charge.
As an Eagle Scout, it is my pleasure to report that after a thorough review of his qualifications, Collin Nixon has qualified for the rank of Eagle Scout and is entitled to receive the Eagle Scout Award. This is not the end of your trail, but rather the beginning of a new era in your life. You are now entering a brotherhood of boys and men who have not only achieved the rank of Eagle Scout, but have made a commitment to the Scout Oath and law. You will always be an Eagle Scout and will be expected to conduct yourself accordingly. Would all Eagle Scouts in the audience please stand? Collin, I charge you as you enter this Eagle Scout Brotherhood, holding without reservation the ideals of honor and service. Repeating the Eagle Scout promise before your fellow members, you will be sealing your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout. Would all Eagle Scouts please get the Scout sign and repeat the charge after me? I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I reaffirm my allegiances to the promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of the Eagle Scout.
I thoughtfully recognize.
Can you break that up a little bit?
On my honor, I will do my best
On my honor, I will do my best
to make my training and example,
to make my training an example,
my rank and my influence
my rank and my influence
count strongly for better scouting
count strongly for better scouting
and for better citizenship
and for better citizenship
in my troop,
in my troop,
in my community,
in my community,
and in my contacts with other people.
and in my contacts with other people.
To this, I pledge my sacred honor.
To this, I pledge my sacred honor.
Please be seated.
Well, have a seat. I'll wheel you around. I don't Would you join me in congratulating Mr. Nixon on his achievement of Eagle Scout? Please be seated. Now we have several presentations for Collin, and so I'll go ahead and start those off. Mr. Neal, we'll go ahead and start with you. Hmm?
Collin Nixon, I've been involved with the troop for about a year now, and I've watched him. I don't really know him that well, but I've observed his behavior, his leadership skills, and the time he takes with the young youth to teach them, and more importantly, to set a good example. We don't have enough of that in this day and age. And I want to reiterate and emphasize, you are a marked man. from this day forward. When you do something amazing, people say, of course, he's an Eagle Scout. And if you stray, that's the first thing that will be in the paper. Eagle Scout fails. I don't anticipate that whatsoever, not from you. You are held to a higher standard, and you always will be. Set goals. Set big goals. Resist ever being content or satisfied. For me, every time I reached a milestone or a goal, I thought I was going to feel like enlightened. I didn't. But you have to set another goal and another goal and another goal throughout life. I'm just going to drop this thing, I can tell it. So dream big, work hard, and if you fail, fail big. Because that means you're doing something big. And it's okay to fail. Don't take it personally. It happens. It's life. And failure is one of the best teachers known to man. I'm proud of you. I congratulate you. And I have one little other thing in case you ever find yourself running out of steam. This is not like I received a special gift when I got my Eagle Scout, and it was just a short story. I don't know, some of you, maybe 10% of you remember when Russia had a big earthquake and Metro Dade Fire Rescue sent a team to communist Russia. It was actually in Armenia, but I believe that's part of Russia. I didn't really do great geography anyway, or in history. But anyway, short story shorter, the Metro Dade director of Metro Dade Fire Rescue presented me with a hat that was presented to him by Ronald Reagan. And I don't have anything that good, and you're not getting my hat. So what this is an antique steam gauge. So if you ever get tired and run out of steam, look to this and they will remind you to keep going forward and doing your best. That's all anybody ever expects of you, although I expect a little bit more. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Transfer right to the bag, let me tell you. Cool.
Eric is our district commissioner for a presentation on behalf of Lake District.
Collin, not only do you get one of us from the district here, you got two of us tonight. How about that? 1961, a group of scouters got together and decided they were going to put together a special neckerchief for the rank of Eagle Scout. Something prestigious, something that is trying to be attained by 4%, as Mr. Roth was saying. To this day, there's over 500 of these neckerchiefs awarded. Now, as you can see, the neckerchief, as beautiful as it is, it doesn't say anything that says it's from Lake District. But what we did is in 2007, we designed a pewter neckerchief slide. And that is the identifier that goes along with it. And that states Lake District Boy Scouts of America. So at this time, we'd like to present you, Collin. So you're going to need to stand again for this one. We'd like to present you with your neckerchief and slide. Come on. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Congrats.
Hey, it looks good on you.
It means a lot coming.
All right, I know there are other presentations, and so we'll start with the Marine Corps League.
I don't think I needed a microphone.
If you do, you gotta go over there, either that or like.
My name is Nathan Pratt. I'm the Eagle Scout liaison for the Tri-County area with the Marine Corps League. Just a brief history, and I should be able to wrap this up in 45 minutes to an hour. The Marine Corps League was founded shortly after World War I, 1917, a few years after the Scouts were organized. In 1937, we were chartered by an act of Congress. We are the only congressionally chartered military Marine organization in the country. We have a lot of different programs, from scholarships to Toys for Tots. One of our programs is a recognition for those scouts who have attained the rank of Eagle. We hold them in the highest esteem. It's a rarefied atmosphere. First man to walk on the moon was an Eagle Scout, Neil Armstrong. Bill Gates, Microsoft, is an Eagle Scout. J.W. Marriott, Marriott Hotels, Eagle Scout. And the list goes on. Steven Spielberg made a few movies, Eagle Scout. So it gives me a lot of pride and pleasure to award Mr. Nixon this Good Citizenship Award. I'm going to give 2 awards. This is a Good Citizenship Award on his attaining the rank of Eagle Scout, and it's signed by the local detachment commandant for this area here. I also have a second certificate, and this is from the Commandant of the Marine Corps. And it says, the United States Marine Corps takes pleasure in commending Collin James Nixon for superior achievement and youth excellence, exemplified in the highest ideal and traditions. It says Boy Scouts of America. I believe it's just Scouts of America now or something. In recognition of his attainment to the rank of Eagle Scout, and it's dated January 14th, 2023. So, it's my honor to present these 2 certificates to you. And on one side is the Eagle Scout emblem, and it says, do a good turn daily. And on the other side is the Marine Corps emblem with Semper Fi, meaning always faithful. So here again, it's my honor. The proper way to award a challenge coin is through a handshake. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gift box.
Thank you. And there are others for presentation. I don't know who else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
So I'll use my phone. I'm Paige Booth, and my husband David and I know Melissa and Collin for a few years here, and we're just so proud of you, Collin, and all your accomplishments. And thank you for having us. We're so excited to be a part of this. But my husband David couldn't be here tonight, and Collin holds a very special place in David's heart. David is the president and CEO of Combat Veterans to Careers, which is a nonprofit here that works with primarily post 9/11 veterans, and that's how we got to know the Nixons. And so, but he couldn't be here tonight. He's out of town doing some things with some veterans over in Orlando. But he wanted you to know, Collin, that he's so very proud of you for the young man that you've become. You've overcome adversity and maintained a steadfast attitude. You've done hard work to get you where you are today. Your commitment is just above and beyond. So this is the beginning of the next chapter of your life, and we're just so excited for you. On behalf of Combat Veterans to Careers, they would like to give you a scholarship to use towards your college. So this is for you. And again, we're so proud of you. Go Knowles, right? I know, yes, of course.
Go ahead.
Collin, Sandy and I want to thank you so much for inviting us to be here to celebrate. I'm Paul Militello. I'm the county court judge here in Sumter County, and I'm honored to have Collin Nixon be my friend. You may be wondering, how did Collin and I become friends? There came a time where I got a call that someone wanted to interview me. Now I need to know, was that for a merit badge? For
Yeah, that was for my scholarship.
That one right there.
merit badge.
Scholarship.
So I'm a small part of that. Awesome.
There you go.
Awesome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, as I've come to find out, Collin was nervous about coming to see the judge. What he didn't know is the judge was nervous about him, because I think it was the first and maybe last person who wanted to come interview me. So Collin came to interview me, and he asked really good questions. He listened to the answers, and next thing you know, we're talking about, we start talking about whether or not the folks in Star Wars, when the Death Star destroyed the planet, could they sue? Could their family members sue? And I went home, and Melissa works with my wife Sandy, and I know, in this room, I probably know less about the Boy Scouts than anyone in this room, but I do know something about character. And when I went home that night, Sandy asked me, she said, "How was your interview?" And I said, "That kid is a 10 out of 10. And you are sincere, you're curious, you're direct, and you're approachable. There's no facade with you, Collin. When I look at you and when you talk to me, you are communicating, and it's the real deal. That's what I see, and that's commendable. I want you to know, I'm very proud of you. This will not be the last challenge you face. As your Scoutmaster said, he hopes you're not done. You will not be done. This is part of life if you do it right. This is what life is. It is a series of challenges. And keep putting yourself up to the task in front of you. Do your best. You're hearing the same advice from different folks here today. Keep climbing toward the top. And once again, you won't always succeed. There will be failures that will be lessons. And so I want to share with you a quote. This quote has inspired me through my life, and I've got it here for you, but I'll read it to you. It is called "The Man in the Arena." You are the man in the arena. This is a quote from Theodore Roosevelt. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who actually knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, Who at the best knows at the end the triumph of high achievement? And who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat? So this is for you. I hope it inspires you. Thank you.
So my name is Dan Kenny. My family and I are family friends of Nixon's. We met them, I'd say probably 2015, when Collin was in 5th grade. He met my son Wesley, who was in the same grade as him. So I've had the privilege of knowing Collin and seeing him grow from a 5th grader up to now senior in high school, and a lot of future potential from that. I'm excited to see that. I just want to get up here and say congratulations. It's been an honor knowing you and your family and being a part of your life. I was way back in the late 70s and early 80s. I was a scout myself. I was one of the 96%. So from one of the 96% to one of the 4%. Congratulations. Looking forward to seeing all the future accomplishments you have. So anyway, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So I'm probably a new face for everybody here except for Collin, and Mom now knows who I am in person. I'm Steve Bogatz. I'm actually the SAL District 12 Commander over McGuire County and in Yoruba County. I had the privilege of meeting Collin at Boys State this past year. He was one of 5 people in my time serving as a Boys State counselor for the last 15 years, on and off. That actually asked me to write a letter, and I want to just read what I sent in to the board. Is that okay? Yeah, okay. Sure. I didn't know if it was, just for the board. Character of oneself is defined in their daily actions and choices in life. Mr. Nixon is a rare person, and what I mean is he is great attitude in life and genuine beyond measure. He has passion and cares for what he does. Mr. Nixon has high integrity and excellent attributes of his life goals. He is planning on attending Florida State, which everybody knows. He has at the time told me possibly U of S, so both weren't my choices, but go Knights, I'm sorry. As one of 400 plus selections for American Legion Boys State, Collin stood out by demonstrating his leadership skills that is not seen in many students of his age. It was a pleasure to have Mr. Nixon as a delegate for the Boys State 2022 session, and I actually met the chair post that selected him. You all made a great selection, so you know.
Here, here.
He's a friendly, highly energetic individual with an enthusiastic sense of humor. I actually was able to work with Collin during the week. He was one of my buglers. And in talking with him, we had 5 other people. 2 people kind of were like, but Collin and the 2 others, Collin was like, we got to do something different. And he put it in my head a triplet, or a trio for taps in the House of the state of Florida legislative. So it was an echo trio. I was taking backlash the whole week, but I supported his decision on saying, yeah, let's do it. So just so you know, they're like, that was amazing. So. He was an assemblyman, a county commissioner at Boys State, and he definitely has the integrity and the honor for being an Eagle Scout. Congratulations, Collin.
Thank you so much.
troop over the last 22 years. But every scout that achieves the rank of eagle, I kind of go out in the garage for a little while and tinker around, put together a little collection box that is specific to them. You've seen a couple of them in the slide presentation for the other scouts. But with these boxes, I just ask that the scouts and all of our scouts keep their ranks and keep their positions and keep any patches that you might collect along the way. And in this shadow box, I want to put your rank, the one that you earned, even if it was 7 years ago when you first come into the troop, because that makes that box yours, and not just something that I put together from the scout shop, you know? And so, for the first time ever, in the 26 boxes that we've built, Collins has his patches all the way through. And so, with a little bit of tinkering and a little bit of work, and Mr. Scott actually helped me on some of this one, but so with that, we put together just this little thing that shows your accomplishments. And so, all of his rank, all of his positions, and the sash right here, his sash, because this is the last time that he will ever wear that, will be taken off tonight, put in place of this one, and so that from that point, this entire box is Collin James Nixon. From the day he come to us and said, "I'd like to join your troop," to the day that he went to the Eagle Board of Review, and they said, "Congratulations, this is it." And on that Board of Review day, you'll notice the flag. That flag was flown over the U.S. Capitol on the same day that Collin went to his board. And so, with a little advanced planning and getting things taken care of, that request is made. And so the date that he is made as Eagle, that flag flew over the Capitol. And so I actually have another certificate that goes along with that to show that its validity. So congratulations. This is a gift from the troop to you on everything you've done. Thank you. To the troop, as soon as we're done with this ceremony, please come up here so we can get a picture of all of us with this. It has been a custom that we've always done that, and for the last two, we've ran out. Or actually, we've ran to the cake table, I think. Okay? But, and then the last thing to give to you, normally I include this in the box. All right, it is an Eagle shoulder. It's a council shoulder patch that shows that you are an Eagle Scout. But like I said, every patch in there, with the exception of the Eagle patch, are ones that was awarded to Collin along the way. And this one's not awarded. This was purchased and put in the box. But I said, I'm not putting it in there because those are all his. And so this shoulder patch shows that as Central Florida Council Eagle Scout, and you can replace that NYLT patch if you want to, but that's just another thing going on with it. All right, Collin has some presentations, and so are there any others before he gets started? Good. All right.
Okay. So I know we're all pretty eager to get to the cake part. But I do have some presentations for those of you who had a significant impact on my ability to get where I am today. So, the first thing I would like to do is to call upon the leaders of the troop who have guided me here. So, at this time, can I have the following people join me at the front of the room to recognize their contributions to to my time in scouting. Mr. Rob, Mr. Scott, Mr. Bill, Mr. Bruce, Mr. Robert, and Mrs. Olweiler. I'll have to make some extra trips because I can't carry all of them at once. But we'll start with the names that I have. So coming up first is Miss Olweiler. So you get a shirt that's custom for you and your own letter. Mr. Rob, thank you. Mr. Bruce. Mr. Bill cannot join us up here. And neither could Mr. Robert, but that's okay.
He's right there.
I'm sorry, I'm blind. You can grab that one.
What does it say? I gotta see.
That's Mr. Bill's, it's all right. And Mr. Scott.
Here, hold it up over here. I like it better by the campfire.
Oh my goodness.
My wife would put it behind you. Oh, that's.
See you, Bruce.
What's your say?
Oh, look.
Each one of these shirts, we decided that we didn't want to give them a plaque or anything because they've been receiving those for every single Eagle Scout that's come through here. I'm sure their walls are filled up. So I wanted to give them something that could give them the memory of scouting with me being a part of it. And I'm glad to present them with ones that have been custom picked for them in what I know them for.
Good.
So thank you for everything you've done, and thank you for your guidance and leadership getting me here. And I couldn't be more happy to have you, because you know that I couldn't be here right now without all of you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
Mr. Rob, if you could stay in the middle, I have a rather big presentation for you. As you can see behind me, there's a large blue wrapped square rectangle. Yeah, I'm gonna need a volunteer to come help me move it. One of the scouts.
Come
Yeah,
on,
Robbie's fine, muscles.
We need them to go.
So, yeah.
Wheel the two chairs out.
Mel.
Yeah.
And you, Colin, just wheel the chairs.
Okay.
Just wheel the chairs up. There, Colin, get them up. Colin.
So we'll get in view of everybody here. Now, Mr. Rob, I don't care how you open it. Just make sure not to drop it. But this took from the moment I started my Eagle project till about less than a week ago to finish. It's handmade, hand sanded, everything. It's Herculean work, I'd say, but go ahead and open it and show the audience what it is.
Sure. Bobby, you're like my kid.
So if you can't read it, if you're near the back,
I'm sorry that you just downsized.
it's a rather large American flag.
That I'm gonna
that
put in
says-
half of my house.
Yeah, says Troop 143 with the Scout logo in the middle, and it says our Scout motto, be prepared at the very bottom. It has some wording on the back that I wrote specifically for Mr. Rob. It says, Mr. Rob, your willingness and dedication to the cause of scouting has sculpted each and every one of the scouts who have given their time to the program. I have looked up to you as a model of a great leader, and that vision is what got me to stand where I do today as I receive my Eagle Scout. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for sticking with me no matter what. From Troop 143's 26th Eagle Scout, Collin James Nixon.
That's crazy, dude. Me, oh my.
It's a labor of love, that's for sure.
I now have a sliding door for the den. Oh,
And now it's out,
thank you.
now it's out of my living room.
All right, y'all.
I have something for Collin. Then we can move
No,
on.
I still have stuff.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I'm not done yet. So, thank you, Mr. Rob.
Thank you.
Now, I would like to recognize some of the most significant contributors to me attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. My mom and my grandma. You two have provided me with nonstop guidance and persistence in continuing to work. I could not, nor would not, have had the ability to be where I am if you weren't able to help me along the way. So, to recognize you for your assistance in my entire scouting endeavor, please join me on stage so I may award you your very own shirts.
I hate to even open that.
So, Mom, this one's for you.
Do I have to show them everything?
Yes.
Oh, Mom, that one's for you.
Put it on.
Just pull the string. I want to make it last. They want to, oh.
Don't we all?
Aw, it's a good one. Eagle Scout grandparent.
There is more. So, not only did we have the parents who helped me get through it, but there's another group that was brought up earlier who also contributed, and I probably wouldn't have been able to finish my Eagle Scout project without them. So, at this time, I'd like to thank a few people who were very supportive of my Eagle Scout project. The first ones are the members of the Pillowcase Club, who spent one of their monthly meetings sewing the outer covers for the dog beds. They are my grandmother, Kathy, Carol, Mary Dawn, Mary Ann, and Barb. Please stand. Thank you for everything. I would also like to thank the scouts from Troop 143 who spent the Sunday afternoon in my very hot garage learning to sew special size homemade pillows and also stuffing 16 pre-sewed cat beds. And last, I'd like to acknowledge and thank the many people who donated flannel sheets, fabric, towels, fleece lab robes, and other materials which made it possible for me to complete 37 dog beds and 18 cat beds, and who also supported me throughout my 8 years in the troop. Not 8, it was around 6, sorry about that. Ruthie, Janice, Mary, Sharon, Shirley, Tom, Sue, Eileen, Alan,
Stand up.
Carmilla, Joanne, Linda, and her friend Anne. Please stand up if you will. Thank you so much. It means a lot. And now, I know that was a lot, and we're almost to the cake part. I'm sorry for holding you for so long. But there's one more important piece known as the mentor patch, which Where's Mr. Rob at? Where do you run off?
Right here.
Okay, is that good to give out right now?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So the mentor patch is one given out by the Eagle Scout to the person who guided them the most along the way. And this, sorry, I realized I wasn't talking so loud, but this mentor patch is meant for those who give the most contribution toward the project. And if there's only one that gets awarded by every Eagle Scout. So allow me to grab it, but first I'd like to commend Charlotte Rupakis, my grandmother, for offering the honor so much. Same as the parents' pin, a little Eagle Scout badge, but in bright gold to show that this person meant everything to my career in scouting. They got me from having no rank at all to being where I am today, and I think it's about time that we recognize her for it.
Amen.
Tell you the nagging that went on. Can you get up so we can get some work done? I love you.
Thank you. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for.
No, wait, I have a gift.
Never mind.
All right, I'll keep it quick. I love you and I'm proud of you. How's that? Open the gift. And then cake and food. You got a shirt too. I'll model the shirt. You got an eagle shirt.
It came in the case. Is that everything?
That's the good stuff.
It's an Eagle Scout ring.
So we're gonna have adults first, like civilians first, and then the scouts follow. Okay, team. Okay.
And although the batteries died, and the candle that represents the 12th point for the scout law says that the scout is reverent. And so before we dismiss, I would like to close in prayer, please. So if you would, please join with me. Remove your covers if they are not part of your faith. Our God, we just thank you for this time that we have together to celebrate the achievements and the accomplishments and the history that Collin Nixon has made. We just ask that you would bless him, bless his endeavors, bless his decisions, bless his life from this point forward. We just ask that your arms of protection be around him. And for those that are here, that have been part of this achievement, we thank you for their leadership, whether it's been his leaders or his parents or teachers or guidance along the way. We just thank you for everyone that has an influence in the decisions and things that he has done. Thank you for this time. Thank you for this food. We ask that you would strengthen our bodies with it, for we ask it in your name. Amen.
Amen.
And so, as Miss Melissa was saying, it is customary in our troop that the scouts always have to go last. And so, this we're going to cut short and say even the scout leaders are going to wait. So if you're a guest, a family, a friend, please join in line, and scouts will be following up, taking it up in the rear. Thank you very much for being here.
Let's meatballs.
Oh, is this the famous one? So cute.
It's from Aldi's.
From Aldi's.
It's video, be careful what you say.
Super close.
It's a good ceremony.
I'll make sure he does.
My mom got some cake done by some lady today.
You want to grab about
You
4
got it,
of those?
right?
We'll just take them all over.
Yeah, you can't eat them. They're way too pretty.